Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Luca Motel. I'm a traditional artist based in Wisconsin, USA, and today we're doing MerMay Day 21, which is bubbles. For today I'm only doing one instead of two because there's 48 in this sketchbook and doing 2 a day doesn't equal 31. I actually did the math wrong and I'm gonna run out of mermaids before days, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. So here I'm masking off the mermaid with Pebeo masking fluid. This is just to protect the area I'm masking off from paint getting under it. So this mermaid is surrounded by bubbles, and I guess playing with bubbles or holding bubbles, I don't know. Up to you to decide what they're doing. But I used to love playing with bubbles as a kid. I don't know, there's just so interesting, I guess, when you're a kid at least. Did you play with bubbles as a kid, or were you normal? I guess playing with bubbles is normal. We never had one of those fun bubble, like, game toys that blew a bajillion bubbles out, but we did have, like, bubble wands and bubble guns. Now I'm masking off a bunch of little bubbles, same reason as the mermaid, with a Pebeo masking fluid pen. Now I'm gonna do the background with an Emily Grace watercolor. It's a handmade watercolor. I'll leave the shop linked down below. It's a nice granulating blue. With a little bit of like green and purple in it. Now I'm doing a second layer just to darken it up because watercolor dries later. I'm using a Polina Bright brush for this. These are really nice, kind of expensive, but really nice big brushes that hold a really nice point. They're a mop style brush, I believe they're called. I know to Americans might look a little janky because it's plastic with wire holding it together, but they're really strong and they're really good brushes. Now I'm just remasking a few bubbles in the mouth that are on the mermaid or colliding with the mermaid. I was really unsure of what to do for the bubbles because I could have painted the bubbles all iridescent or just leave them white like this, and in the end I decided just to make them white. I think it helps give focus to the mermaid and it didn't take forever either. But I added a little bit of a blue highlight, or not highlight, outline on the bubbles that are outside of the border. Now I'm adding a base skin tone, and I'm using a Craftimo X Caitlin Page brush. These brushes are really nice. They're really stiff compared to watercolor brushes normally, but they hold such a good point. They're also, I don't know if they're on the expensive side. They're kind of par for the course for a watercolor brush. The set was like $60, and I think there's 6 brushes, so about $10 a brush. Which might sound expensive to you, but believe me, that is not that expensive for a watercolor brush. A good one anyways. So for the tail, I decided to try to not necessarily make it iridescent, but have those colors that a bubble would normally have. So, you know, like blues, pinks, purples. And I use Da Vinci's Lavender as a base. I use this color all the time. Gorgeous color, really versatile color. It's great for atmospheric perspective and backgrounds and shading light and sometimes just being a really pretty color on its own. And now I'm adding blues, pinks, and purples. I suppose I could have added like a green too, but I didn't want it to get too muddy or anything. Here I'm giving her just some purple hair to like match the tail, kind of, but not be the same color exactly. I was thinking about doing a more natural color, but it just didn't feel right. So purple it is. Now I'm unmasking all the bubbles that are on top of the mermaid. And here the piece really is starting to come together. I'm adding some blue for the nails and the lips, and the outlines of the bubbles like I mentioned earlier on the outside. I really like frame breaking my art, but I don't do it for big pieces often because it makes them harder to scan. I'm just doing some like basic outlines for a few areas. And then it's highlight time. So I'm just adding some reflections to the bubbles and highlight on the tail and the eyes and the nose and the hair. Just keeps going. And I think this really brings everything together and makes it look, I don't know, good. Better than it was before, anyways. So yeah, that's it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.